20, count 'em, 20 Democratic presidential candidates are preparing for their second round of debates coming up this Tuesday and Wednesday evenings in Detroit. In Michigan, a state they dearly need to recapture if they hope to unseat President Trump. And joining us to tell us, as he does so eloquently, what to expect in this week's 20 candidate spectacle is LibertyNation.com national correspondent Joe Schaeffer. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate it as always. And you know, Joe, I sit here and shake my head in disbelief at how far the Democrats are willing to go to express their hate-filled rage against the machine that is President Trump and his followers. I'm amazed at how they're setting themselves on fire with outlandish, outright socialist ideas like the Green New Deal and government-run health care and open borders. And on top of that, marginalizing and condemning the Trump voters who put him in the White House 3 years ago. Now, you wrote something interesting to me in a message recently about how the Democrats are not only no longer a national party, but they appear to not to want to be a national party, preferring to be faithful to their socialist ideas than to winning the presidency. Expound on that, if you would.
Well, I wrote an article a couple days ago on our website. It's called "Are Dems Digging Themselves a Hole for 2020?" which pretty much says what they're doing. And I quote in that article, there's a Democratic operative in California named David Atkins, and he tweeted out the usual obnoxious thing about rural white Americans. And the guy actually said in his argument that Democrats should forget these people, meaning Trump voters. You can't read them. Don't even waste your time tailoring messages to them. 62 million plus Americans, and this guy is telling the Democratic Party, don't even bother with them.
Yeah, Chris Hayes on MSNBC said this week that these people are beyond redemption and that what they must do is to be basically eliminated through love and peace and all that, right? So, yeah, the Democrats are out on a limb. Now, do you think, Joe, that they learned anything from their first round of debates last month? And what can we expect from this second round of Democratic debates that we didn't see in the first round in June?
Well, I think one thing we've learned is that Democrats don't learn anything. If you go back to 2016, when they said, okay, we learned what we did wrong in that election, and now here we are in 2019, and they're repeating all the same mistakes. They don't seem to learn anything. So what is going to be different in this second debate? I don't think much, in terms of reaching out to, those Trump voters, as we said. I expect a lot more of the lemmings, the candidates who are running out of time to make an impact, to really be impressed by what Kamala Harris did to Biden. They're all going to want to have that moment.
Right.
So I think you're going to see a lot of that, a lot of machismo, a lot of going after Biden and maybe Bernie Sanders.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. Joe, machismo is no longer hip in the Democratic Party. You got to be... alpha males are not in. That's the Republican side. That's Trump. You can't be macho.
Womanizing, yes. It's going to be like that. It's going to be like a bad sitcom. And like you said, they need to send a message of, important issues to the American people, jobs and working. And I've been noticing Elizabeth Warren has actually been trying to tack that way, talking more about the economy and issues. And then she just goes ahead and blows it by bringing up something stupid like her preferred gender pronouns. She put that on her Twitter account. It's like, we were just starting to maybe take you seriously, and then you do that.
What about Cory Booker actually walking unauthorized immigrants across the border from Mexico to the United States? A presidential candidate doing that.
I mean, he should be arrested for that, to me. I mean, that's a treasonous act. That is a criminal act. But in terms of this presidential run. It's just a desperate act of a man who hasn't caught on in any way. I expect him to be one of the ones, trying to maybe boost himself by taking on one of the bigger dogs in this upcoming debate.
I predicted that Trump will win 350 or more electoral votes, barring a depression or a bad recession or a war, which, of course, could change the entire equation.